seems like Nigerian British politician Kemi Badenoch is angering a lot of Nigerians. And after you watch these clips, you will understand why. Watch this clip, we'll come back and discuss.
Do you trust the British police?
I do. But remember my experience with the police in Nigeria was very negative. And coming to the UK, my first experience with the police was very positive. The police in Nigeria would rob us. So when people say, "Oh, I had this bad experience with the police because I'm black and they're white," I was like, "Well, I remember the police stole my brother's shoes and his watch."
His shoes?
Yeah, they took his shoes and his watch. It's a very poor country, so people do all sorts of things, and giving people a gun is just a license to intimidate.
Lots of Nigerians are ignorant of what Kemi is doing. What is Kemi doing? Kemi is subjugating her own people to make Britain look good in the face of white nationalists. It's a deliberate attempt. These white nationalists believed in colonialism. They believed that black people are subservient to them. These were the same people that sold black people in slave markets. So these white nationalists have a mentality. Kemi feeds into the mentality by doing something called confirmation bias, that the black people you subjugated over the years remain down. So it's good for her to say these things bad about her country, so that the white nationalists and the supremacists she's trying to incur her to get their votes will continue to support her. And you know why she's doing that? Because she's also in a race with Nigel Farage of Reform Party to show who is more very right-wing and hardline. That's the game she's playing.
As you heard, when Kemi talks about Nigeria, it's like she's painting with the same paintbrush. It's rarely positive when she mentions Nigeria. If you compare this to what Davido was saying, if you compare what she's saying to Davido, it's night and day. Davido was specifically talking about leadership and bad governance and how it's affecting the people and the economy. But Kemi, when she talks about Nigeria, it's almost like she regrets being from there. She really does not talk positively about Nigeria, which a lot of people had a problem with, to the point where the vice president had to respond to some of the things that she's been saying. Nigerian Vice President Kashim Shettima suggested Kemi Badenoch to remove the Kemi from her name if she was not proud of her nation of origin. Also, former presidential aide Bashir Ahmed said this to Kemi. He wrote, "Nigeria doesn't need her PR and no one is pushing her to do so. As Madam Ngozi, Hajia Mohammed, Dr. Akin Adesina, and many more are already doing more than enough for Nigeria and Africa. If she really believes in her chosen country, she should stop dragging us along and find other ways to get the needed validation from her masters." Guess what her response was to this comment? Kemi said, and I quote, "She stands by what she says and she is not the PR for Nigeria." End quote. This is getting ridiculous at this point. The thing about this situation that is a little bit annoying, to be honest, is the fact that she keeps saying, adding fuel to the fire. She keeps adding and including and saying more. Like, why are you? It almost feels like she's doing it on purpose. It almost feels like she's like dancing to someone and she really wants to get their attention, which, she's a politician, but she doesn't have to disregard or degrade or put down her own people in order to do that. Like, if you are a British person and all you want to accept and talk about and be proud of is your Britishness, where, although she was born there, she grew up in Nigeria. I believe she went back to the UK when she was 16. So if you do not want that part of your life and you just want to focus on, I am British, right now she is the leader of the Conservative Party and she just got elected and she's very happy and proud about it. So it's clear to see she loves her people. Not Nigerians, the people that she is there to serve. So why not just stick to that and uplift your own? You don't have to keep picking on Nigeria, talking about all the negative things, It's never like a conservative thing that she's talking about. If it's constructive, right? You're trying to change something or it's coming from a good place is a different thing. But if you're talking down at your own people, and I mean, how are the people that you're trying to impress feel about this? They're gonna think tomorrow you'll turn on me. But anyways, fam, what are your thoughts on this Kemi versus Nigeria debacle? I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one.